Hi, NDHG here, and today on Remember This, I want to do something a little bit different. I've recently come across these two Famicom bootleg carts, which I usually find at flea markets, but I usually pass them up because they have a text or a list, as opposed to something visual like these do. But the pictures here are kind of interesting. We have here Final Mission. You mean Front Mission? Contra, which has the Contra 4 box art. Birds and Cat. What, you never played Birds and Cat before? From the picture I'm seeing, it looks like this is a Famicom version of Angry Bird. But for Cat, I actually don't know where this image comes from. On the other cart we have Street Fighter, but the text below says Street Fighter 12P. But 5 came out last year. What happened to the other 7? Once again we have Contra, and I didn't know Duke Nukem was a playable character. And, wait, Santra 6? Then there's Snow Bros, and Pokemon, which has the Advanced Generation cast on it. So yeah, the artwork is kind of bizarre, to say the least. But let's take a closer look at these games and see what they're all about. One thing I will compliment about the bootleg carts is you can find some really expensive games for relatively nothing. Take Snow Brothers for example. It's a Bubble Bobble clone and a really fun one at that by Capcom. And that game goes for way over $200. But for $5 I have it all in this cart. And the very same with Rockin' Cats, which is just called Cat on the Cart. It's a really underrated platformer on the NES by Atlas. Yes, that Atlas. And like Snow Brothers, the price has driven up over the years. But once again, I have the entire game for relatively nothing. Now an interesting case we have is Super Contra, which the title makes me think it would be Super C, but instead it gives us 12 ways to play the original Contra. The first option is the basic game, while the second option starts you out with the Konami code. A Suit Gun starts you out with the machine gun, Loop gives you the fire gun, and Shot gives you spread. Now the numbers Contra 2 to 8 are just the different levels of the game, which I kind of find a little bit pointless. I mean, wouldn't you just want to play the full game, which you could do already on this cart? Though I do like the fact that most of the options give you both the spread and the Konami code. Though there's one thing I can't stand about the bootlegs is every time I want to pick a new game, I have to manually reset my console. And really it's kind of annoying. If you're going to have multiple games on one cart, there should be an efficient way to go back to the main screen. However, let's look at other games like Aladdin 3? Was there even a 2? Is this game based off of King of Thieves? It is not. Actually, it's a game from Caltron 6-in-1 called Magic Carpet 101. It's a decent side-scroller shooter game. I mean, if you played any before, you pretty much played this one. Though the only complaint I have is the control is a little bit stiff. But other than that, it gets a pass. Then we have Contra 6, which is just Contra Force. No, really, it's just Contra Force. You know, the game that had nothing to do with Contra to begin with. Originally, Konami was developing this game as Arcane, a similar but unrelated game that focuses on fighting a terrorist organization. For unknown reasons, the game was cancelled in Japan, but they decided to develop it again and release it in North America under the name of Contra Force. Which, now that I think about it, kind of does sound like Contra 4. Which does make sense because it did come out after Contra 3, but technically speaking, Operation C did come out before Contra 3, so Contra Force is really the 5th game in the series. Not that it really matters because the only thing it has in common with Contra is shooting things and dying in one hit. The only thing different from the original game is the cast of characters and what? Rambo? Guile? Why isn't his hair standing on top of his head like a broom? And why is it black? And Ryu? But that's clearly Billy from Double Dragon. And for some reason, both of these carts have that game on it. I mean, I guess they were really trying to push Contra Force. Then there's Pokemon, which could be one of two things. It could be either that side-scrolling game with Pikachu in it, or it could be an actual bootleg of one of the games. Or none of the above. I mean, what kind of title screen is this? I'm playing nothing! The game has you playing as Pikachu being chased by two differently colored Pikachus. They're shiny, I guess. And you have to say the girl Pikachu out there, you can tell she's a girl because she's wearing a bow in her head, and I'm gonna be honest here. This game is just nuts and milk on the Famicom. I mean, Nuts and Milk is a really fun game, but with this version, you're not really getting much different. I mean, except for the fact that you're playing as Pikachu. And last but not least, we have Street Fighter 12P. Or Fighter Street 6, 12 Peoples. Basically, it's Street Fighter 2 World Warrior, meaning not a lot of characters, so why does it say 12? Well, there's alternate costumes. Is that really supposed to count? Also, where is Dalsim? You have the rest of the characters from World Warrior, but no Dalsim? Graphically speaking, it's okay. I mean, it's Street Fighter on Famicom. I didn't expect too much. But the controls, without exaggeration, I can say are worse than Fighting Street. For starts, no matter how much I try, I can't jump over these Hadokens. It seems like jumping diagonally just plain doesn't work. Not to mention he shoots them off like they're nothing. But to add insult to injury, I can't even fire off one Hadoken. I tried every button combination possible, but nothing works. I don't know if you fight against the God Vega, Balrog, or Bison. I can't even get past Ryu. But if they're not just as impossible, they'd probably be even worse. Yeah, you never know what you can get out of these bootlegs. I mean, it could be something really good, something decent, or not so good. But if you come across these at a convention or, a video game store or flea market, definitely pick these up. You might be impressed. So until next time, this is Andy HG, and see you soon.